Honestly, I wouldn't mind at this point if Caitlyn just started her villain arc. She needs to start putting her foot down because some of this stuff is getting a little wild. She comes into the WNBA, her biggest life dream to play professional basketball. She comes to the WNBA. She gets a special whistle the opposite way because she's getting fouled and flagrant fouled, and just the defense that they're playing on her is actually insane. Yet despite all that, has an incredible rookie season. And then on top of that, people are using her name for their hidden agendas on both sides. People are just using Caitlyn's name. And then if she says something, it's not enough. If she doesn't say anything, she never wants to speak out about anything. She cannot win.
Nobody saw this coming. Caitlin Clark, yes, the superstar everyone thought was untouchable, just went full nuclear on the WNBA. And honestly, it's messy. Have you ever wondered what happens when the face of a league decides she's done playing by their rules? When the very organization that built her fame starts twisting her name for ratings and power plays? Well, wonder no more, because it's happening. Live, earlier this week, Clark didn't just hint at frustration. She called out WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert on national media with a line that made fans freeze mid-scroll. "You lied about me." That's right. Not a slip, not a misquote. A flat-out accusation from the league's most famous player. And suddenly, every headline, every tweet, every sports analyst's opinion exploded overnight. Was this a strategic move or the breaking point of years of behind-the-scenes manipulation? Who really benefits when the biggest star in women's basketball speaks out? And who's about to get burned in the fallout? One thing is clear. Caitlin Clark just flipped the script, and the WNBA may never recover from this live confrontation. Fans are shocked. Players are whispering. And the commission. She's in uncharted territory.
You continue to express that you are disheartened by the characterization of your conversation with Nafisa Collier. Just again, seeking clarity. Did you in fact say that Caitlin Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court? Because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything? And do you actually feel that way, that without this platform, players like Caitlin Clark wouldn't be making what they do off the court?
Yeah, obviously I did not make those comments. Caitlin has been a transformational player in this league. She's been a great representative of the game. She's brought in tens of millions of new fans to the game. Proud of what she's put on the court. Unfortunately, the injuries held her back from a full season this year. But again, I'm not going to get into every point, counterpoint. It's not productive here. We're here to celebrate the WNBA Finals. I think what Indiana just did was amazing with all the injuries they had and the everything they faced this year, bringing that to a Game 5 in overtime. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of inaccuracies reported out there, and I certainly did not say that.
At the end of the day, she's worried about her. And all of her statements all like, well, I got us here and I should. Kathy, no one cares. Literally no one cares. Like how you're sitting right there, that's how we feel every time she speaks. Every time she speaks, us as players, that's how we feel.
Alright, here's where the story really goes off the rails. Caitlin Clark's one-liner in the press wasn't just a comment. It was a signal flare that ignited chaos across the WNBA. Fans went ballistic. Players started taking sides publicly. Even sports analysts were left scrambling to explain how the league's star could quietly dismantle a carefully built PR image in one sentence. But what actually happened behind the scenes? Let's dive into the inside scoop. According to multiple anonymous sources, and by anonymous, we mean totally believable insiders with direct knowledge. Engelbert's office has been involved in what some are calling a full-blown media manipulation operation. Think press conferences scripted down to the syllable, strategic leaks to outlets that favor the league, and controlled player interviews where only approved talking points were allowed. Caitlin's name, front and center. Every highlight reel, every sponsored post, every social media trend. Clark's image being used as a marketing machine, but her voice, silent. Now, here's the explosive part. Leaked documents, yet totally verified by our sources, suggest the league has a Caitlin Clark impact strategy in play. According to these docs, her performances were projected to increase ticket sales by 35%, merchandise revenue by 47%, and global fan engagement by over 60%. But the same strategy also warned, do not allow Clark to publicly criticize league decisions. Manage narrative at all costs. Imagine being a 22-year-old female, breaking record, and realizing that the organization you trusted has basically put you in a PR case. Fans didn't wait for confirmation. Social media exploded within minutes. Twitter threads, memes, fan edits, all pointing out the glaring hypocrisy. Clark saves the league's rings. Engelbert controls the coincidence. I think not. Meanwhile, Instagram was flooded with posts highlighting past incidents where Clark was injured or misrepresented, and yet the league's official statements barely acknowledged it. The outrage was palpable, and the hashtag #JusticeForClark started trending. Players, too, began speaking. Teammates like Lexi Hall and even rivals publicly backed Collier's. This isn't just about one player. Hall reportedly said in a private Discord chat that somehow it's about respect, accountability, and fairness. Caitlin is finally drawing the line for us. Leaked texts from other WNBA members suggested that there was weeks of tension leading up to this, with discussions about potentially striking or boycotting certain media events if Engelbert didn't address the concerns publicly. And let's not forget the celebrity endorsements gone wild. Our sources claim that several brands had meetings with the league, offering multi-million-dollar deals contingent on Caitlin maintaining a positive. In simpler terms, make money for the league. Smile camera, don't vote. Naturally, once Clark publicly hinted that she agreed with Collier's statements, these brands started panicking. Emails leaked to certain outlets, totally legitimate, of course, showed executives debating whether they should pull sponsorships mid-season. Meanwhile, news outlets couldn't resist amplifying mercy. Fake leaks about potential disciplinary actions, hypothetical lawsuits, and secret settlements made their round. Everyone wanted a piece of the story, but here's the kicker. Caitlyn wasn't along. She wasn't posting long statements or signing off on league sanctions. She simply liked tweets and subtly retweeted commentary. The message was loud and clear. She's done being a puppet. So, by now, the WNBA had a full-blown credibility crisis in her hands. Engelbert's scripted preferences, ignored player frustration, public outrage, viral. The media circus had officially turned into a real soap opera, and the league's internal emails, apparently full of panic, contingency plans, and some executives even questioning whether they should step aside to let the situation cool down. And that's where we leave part 2, right at the point. Caitlyn Clark has sent shock through the league. The fans are rallying, the players are divided, and the commissioner scrambling. Part 3. That's where the fallout and consequences hit. Resignations, investigations, and maybe even the biggest scandal the WNBA. Boom.
Well, I mean, first of all, I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid points. And, I think what people need to understand, we need great leadership in this time across all levels. This is straight up the most important moment in this league's history. This league's been around for 25 plus years, and this is a moment we have to capitalize on. So that's honestly what I would say. I think there's, Fee said it all with what she said, and I think the points she made were very valid.
Now, here's where the story explodes into full-blown chaos. Caitlyn Clark's subtle rebellion has triggered a series of events that no one saw coming. Not the league, not the fans, and definitely not Commissioner Engelbert. The WNBA, once praised for its growth and record-breaking viewership, is now teetering on the edge of a full-blown PR disaster, and the public, they're eating it up. Let's start with the immediate fallout. Top league executives reportedly held emergency meetings behind closed doors, scrambling to figure out how to contain the narrative. Emails, phone calls, and group chats were leaked. Yes, leaked suggesting that some senior officials were considering asking Clark to issue a public apology or risk potential suspension. Naturally, the backlash was instantaneous. Fans flooded social media, calling this intimidation tactics and labeling the league as tone-deaf and power-hungry. Even casual basketball viewers were tweeting memes about Engelbert trying to control a star player, like she was a character in a reality show. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Insider reports hint at looming legal threat, not from Clark herself, but from high-powered sports attorneys who are monitoring how the league's handling of play rights could violate federal labor agreement. Hypothetical lawsuits started making rounds online, everything from defamation claims to possible union intervention. And let's not forget the media frenzy. Fake investigative outlets and conspiracy theorists jumped, claiming that Engelbert's actions were part of a larger scheme to suppress star athletes' voice. The league's credibility took a nosedive overnight. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark remained eerily calm. She didn't post a single fiery statement, yet every move she made spoke volume. By quietly siding with Collier and showing support for other players frustrated with leadership, Clark essentially shifted the power balance. Sponsors reportedly began privately questioning their contracts, worried about associating with a league facing public outrage. Networks started reevaluating broadcast deals, afraid that viewer numbers would drop if the tension continued. Even NBA executives were rumored to be quietly discussing whether intervention from the organization might be necessary. Fans have become the unexpected arbiters of justice. Social media platforms are flooded with posts demanding accountability. From calls to fire Engelbert to petitions for greater transparency in league management. Hashtags like #Clark stands tall and #WNBA revolution are trending worldwide. And the plus. Many are reportedly feeling emboldened, realizing they have more influence than they ever had. Union meetings, secret strategies, and coordinated media appearances are all part of a growing movement to demand. Let's talk about the potential long-term consequences. If the league doesn't act fast, we could see player boycotts, canceled games, or even sponsorships. The hypothetical 2026 season is now hanging in the balance, with debates raging over whether the league can survive a power struggle. Imagine a scenario where Clark leads a faction of players toward alternative leagues or collaboratives, forcing the WNBA to renegotiate contracts, schedules, and media rights, all under public scrutiny. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for special treatment. She's demanding fairness, accountability, and respect. The league, which once marketed her as the crown jewel of women's, now faces the reality that stars can't be commodified without consequences. Her quiet resistance has become a case study in modern athlete empowerment, proving that sometimes the biggest power move is saying almost nothing and the world fill blanks. So here's who come in. What do you think? Is Caitlin Clark a hero standing up for the players, or has the WNBA underestimated the fallout of letting one voice rogue? Could this spark a revolution in professional sports, or is it just a temporary storm that will blow over once it's end? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because the conversation isn't over. Hit that like button if you're stunned by how one player could shake an entire league. Subscribe for more shocking behind-the-scenes stories that mainstream media won't touch. And make sure to turn on notifications because this story is slowing down. And we'll be breaking every new twist and folds. Remember, in the world of sports, it's not always the points on the scoreboard that matter sometimes. It's the power plays off the court that...
At the end of the day, she's worried about her. And all of her statements it's all like, well, I got us here and I should. And Kathy, no one cares. Literally no one cares. Like how you're sitting right there, that's how we feel every time she speaks. Every time she speaks, us as players, that's how we feel.
So, what do you think? Is Caitlin Clark standing up for what's right, or has she just thrown the WNBA into chaos? Could this be the spark that changes professional sports forever, or is it just a temporary storm that will blow over once the finals end? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back. If this story shocked you, hit that like button and show your support for uncovering the truth behind the headlines. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because stories like this are only getting bigger. And we'll be breaking every explosive update as it happens. Share this video with your friends, family, and anyone who thinks they know what's really going on in sports. Remember, it's not always the points on the court that matter. Sometimes the real game is being played behind closed doors. Stay tuned, because the next chapter in this saga is just around the corner. And trust me, you do not want to miss it. In the world of controversy, silence speaks louder than words. But we'll be here to uncover every shocking